Welcome to the Vine Tribe, a series that explores the majestic wine country of South Africa. Join our presenters as they go on adventures, discovering the hidden gems and connecting with the winemakers that give wine its soul. Keep an eye out for a random glass of wine, as you'll be asked of its location and could win a fantastic prize.
Hello, hi, hey, and welcome to this episode of the Vine Tribe. I am Mzu Ntantiso, and today we are at Mitres Edge Boutique Winery, nestled at the foothills of Simonsberg Mountain between Paarl and Stellenbosch. Mitres Edge Boutique Winery is family owned and managed, and they focus on producing small quantities of high quality award-winning wines. I'm very excited to meet the winemaker Lola Nicholls, who's also assisted by her husband, Bernard and Lola. Where science meets art, what you get is magic. And I, for one, cannot wait to taste the magic that's in the bottle. Let's go. Hello, Bernard Nicholls.
Morning,
Thank you so much for having us Vine Tribe folk at your place.
Pleasure, and good to meet you as well.
Thank you. We know that you're in charge of farming and the management here at Mitres Edge. Could you please tell us more about that, your day-to-day operations?
So we like to farm sustainably, so we're part of the integrated production of wine, which is a system for certified wine. And there are a whole lot of criteria which you have to follow to obtain what they call sustainability status. So you have to score above 60% to achieve that. And ever since we've been in that system, we've been way above that benchmark all the time. Nice. So with sustainable farming, they want to know what kind of sprays go into the vineyard, your fertilizer programs, your even down to the original design of the vineyard, your slopes, the terroir itself as well, so they look at all of that. And yeah, so we basically planted these vineyards 2001 to 2004. And we've got the 5 Bordeaux cultivars, being Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Malbec, Petit Verdot, and we have Shiraz as well. And then we've added a little bit of white, so we've got Viognier and Chenin Blanc. Beautiful. But that's on a small scale, yeah.
Also understand that you were a mechanical engineer and then you turned to winemaking.
Yeah.
How now, brown cow?
Well, that's because I met a farmer's daughter, and so I used to travel a lot, and so my father-in-law basically split up his farming assets, and so we took over this farm as Mitres Edge, and that was a wonderful privilege and opportunity for us to do something together as a couple and also as a family. So yeah, we're really, really privileged. So yeah, been here for 20 years this year, yeah, and loving it, yeah. But like anything, we have our ups and downs.
As it goes with everything. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bernard Nicholls. Thank you very much for having us. And we'll be joining Lady Nicholls inside the cellar. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no better place to start a good story than at the beginning. And that's exactly where we're going to start with Lola Nicholls, who is the winemaker and owner at Mitres Edge. Hello, Lola.
Hi, Mzu.
Thank you for having Vine Tribe in your cellar.
Only a pleasure.
First question I have for you is, what made you get into winemaking and how did you get into it?
So my father immigrated from the UK in the 50s and he bought a farm closer to Stellenbosch and decided to farm grapes there. And I was always interested in what he was doing, so I'd always, with any excuse, I'd go out with him into the vineyards and always went with him in the truck to go and deliver grapes to the bigger producers. And in the late 80s, I had done the Cape Wine Academy, and Warwick was a small cellar starting out, and Norma Radcliffe asked if I would be interested in helping out there, and I was very keen, and she trained me up. And yeah, I was there for 6 years, really concentrating on the Bordeaux varieties.
So there was no point in time you actually thought of making vermouth. You always knew you were going to do wine.
No, always wine.
Okay, cool. So I also know that you're very passionate about the Bordeaux style of winemaking.
Yes.
And are there any challenges with growing those varietals here in this area?
So yes, obviously coming from Warwick, I was really keen on doing the Bordeaux reds. but we also, my husband's a mechanical engineer, and he, when we took this decision to start making wine on this farm, we had to start building a brand, because the grapes that were originally planted was all Cabernet Sauvignon, and they were virus infected. So at the point we took over, we farmed it for a couple of years and realized we would have to actually pull out and replant. But that then gave us the opportunity of planting all the Bordeaux grapes, not just Cabernet. So this area is really, really well suited to the Bordeaux varieties, which are Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Malbec and Petit Verdot. And we do each of those. Specifically, Malbec does really, really well in this area, as does Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc actually. And we then decided what we would do is we would bottle each of the varieties on their own and then do two different blends. One more sort of Medoc style, being predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, and the other predominantly Cabernet Franc. Yeah.
Being the person who puts the magic in the bottles, are you involved at all on the viticulture side of things?
No, we do have a viticulturist, and my husband is very involved in that side of it, yeah.
You're just happy to receive the good news.
Absolutely.
Let me work my magic. Well, today we're going to taste some of these wines that you have, and can you tell us a bit more about them, each one, as we go in any case?
Yes, sure. So we're going to start with a Cabernet Franc. Our Cab Franc is planted at the top of the farm, and it does exceptionally well there. We were very happy. Every year we have done well with our Cab Franc, and in our 2015 actually took the Michelangelo Trophy. And so this is our 2018, and so what you'll notice with this specifically is we get a lot of herbaceous tones to it. So you'll get a lot of sort of bell pepper, licorice, coffee bean almost coming out.
Beauty. Oh well, the magicians and the things that they do. Okay, also, while we're at it, can you please tell us more about the name? Why Mitres Edge?
So a mitre is a bishop's hat, and as you can see by our logo, it's like a sort of stylized bishop's hat with vine tendrils on the side. We called it, my dad actually called it Mitres Edge, because we are on the edge of Klapmutskop, and a Klapmuts is a Dutch sailor's hat. But also, if you stand on our veranda and you look at the Simonsberg, you'll see the two peaks which look like mitres.
And which one will we be moving to now?
Right, we'll be moving on to the Malbec, which is one of our other flagships. It does exceptionally well. Malbec does exceptionally well in this area. And what you'll notice is it's a very full-bodied wine, a lot of sort of meaty, bit of eucalyptus on it, but yet very soft.
Yeah, I guess because I'm picking up smoky, which makes me just feel like having meat with it. So it probably pairs well with meat dishes, right?
Pairs perfectly with steaks, ribeye steaks, something with a little bit of fat.
Full-bodied and yet also very easy to drink.
Yes.
I definitely can have it by itself, regardless. What is the wine we're tasting after the Malbec?
So we've got the Mitre, which is a Cabernet Franc based blend, and this is one of the Bordeaux blends that's, as I say, it's as long as it's predominantly Cabernet Franc, that's works for us. We then tweak it with other varieties.
I understand you do have another blend as well.
Yes, we do. We have the Sholto, which is our main blend. This is named after my father, whose middle name was Sholto. He came from northern England, from Northumberland, and that's on the border of Scotland, and the word sholto is actually Gaelic for a sower. So we thought it was quite fitting, being in the farming industry, twofold: sowing, although we don't sow vines, but sowing agriculturally. And then also we thought we like to think that we're sowing for the next generation. Yeah, and this is predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon, but it has the other 4 varieties
So that's
as well.
all the
That has all 5 Bordeaux blends, yeah. Bordeaux grapes.
must make you very happy to.
Yes, it does.
I guess let's move on to the Mitre. One of your other faves to make.
Yes.
So blends on
Yeah, I like working with the different components because each one offers something different. Each grape offers a different flavor profile. For instance, Petit Verdot has the direct translation of Petit Verdot is little green one, so it tends to have high acidity. So in a year where the acids might be a bit low, adding Petit Verdot is quite essential to uplifting the acids.
It smells beautiful. It's a perfume. Don't know if you want to put it on your skin or if you want to drink. Very easy drinking as well. Can be done without and with food.
Yes.
Do you have any particular pairings that you suggest for the Mitre?
Yes, for the Mitre being predominantly Cabernet Franc, any variety, any blend or single variety with Cabernet Sauvignon or Cabernet Franc goes really well with lamb dishes because of especially the herbaceous tones. So anything that you're cooking with rosemary or thyme or something, it brings out a lot of the herby flavors. The Mitre Cab Franc or Cab Sauv would go really well with it.
Thank you very much, Lola.
Pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. We are the Vine Tribe. Please find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And later on, I'll be taking you to the accommodation and we'll talk more about that day. Thank you. When you're not buying or tasting wine, you can stay at the Mitres Edge accommodation, surrounded by beautiful mountains and splendid views. The accommodation comes fully kitted with a pool, a spacious lounge, a pool table, a sauna, and an amazing jacuzzi. Thank you for joining me, Mzu, from the Vine Tribe. See you on the next episodes. Remember to enter our competition, and also remember to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Cheers.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Vine Tribe. Don't forget to enter our competition and tell us where you spotted the random glass of red wine. Give us your answer in the comment section of this video. We have amazing prizes to give away.